Good evening, everybody, and welcome to After Dark. I am your host, HSFL Paranormal. I hope everybody's having a great night tonight. Please tell me how you like the setup for tonight. I hope everybody enjoys this creepy Halloween type of event of me telling scary stories after dark in my own haunted home, mind you. Uh, Hopefully, got this on mute. Hey, Kyoko Rock fams. Just one moment here. I'm trying to make sure this loads. How is everybody tonight? It is great to see everybody. I hope everybody is doing well. Wow, we already got 11 viewers, 12. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming. I hope everybody's doing well. I see Guadalupe, M. Kirk 420, Real Life, my fam, Kyoko Rock fams, Doom Lucky Dude, what's up, my friend? Ray the fam, hello, fam. It's good to see you. Let's see if I'm missing anybody. I hope Southern Land Paranormal comes back. Hey, Nathan likes drums. Hello and welcome. And welcome to the 13 people who are here right now with me on this creepy night in my haunted room. So I'm not sure if y'all want me to do a spirit box session tonight in my haunted house. It is always an option. My house is very creepy and I have some weird occurrences that happen in my house. So if you want me to do that, I can. But I just wanted to quickly say hello to everybody. 14 people. Smash that like button, everybody. And there's my buddy James, the sharpshooter, and the man fam with the instantaneous pushing of my social media accounts. If you haven't joined me on social media, please go ahead. Smash that like button, fam. How's it going? James, the sharpshooter, the man, the fam. Hello, hello. It is great to see you. He is one of the, actually, no, he is the best mod out there on YouTube, hands down. He mods for like everybody, and he is the man. The Salato man. Hello. I think I just became friends with you today, matter of fact, on can't remember which stream it was, but you are very welcome. Thank you, everybody. Wow, M, thank you so much. Hey, there's my friend Roberta A. She just changed her name to Panther Paranormal. She has a very cool intro, by the way. Very, very cool. So I got some new creepy sound effects to bring to the table. I am going to be changing this real quick, like here. Internal mic. Internal speakers built in. Okay. Do I have a Bluetooth on this computer? I don't think so. That's cool. Who else has joined? Yes. If anybody doesn't know who Perez Preziville. Sorry if I'm butchering that. I'm sorry. It's Nero Trigger. Same person. It is great to see everybody for the special of After Dark, where I tell haunted ghost stories late at night. And I hope you enjoy. And this is hey Harmony, how are you doing? This is my haunted house, and I welcome everybody here with me. Do y'all want me to do a little spirit box session, or do you want to just jump straight into the scary stories? Prezi Vale. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, Neuro Trigger. Same person. Prezi Vale. Okay, cool. Now I know how to pronounce it. Oh, I don't know if Nightbot is disabled right now. Let's see. This will be a good test for it. Yep, there we go. Nightbot is abled. If anybody doesn't know what HSFL stands for, it's Helping Spirits Find the Light Paranormal. Yes. Hey everyone, smash that like button. Show much love. Boo. Yes. Nightbot is back. I'll promise to try to not use him as much. If you're gonna do emojis, put some letters in there. Yeah, I'm actually gonna use what I usually use, which is the Spiritus app. And I'm gonna run it in reverse with the what do you call it? Reverb. Seems to work very good, and spirits love to communicate that way in my house. I have a spirit crystal, so they can use it to channel the light. And I also have my candles here.
Welcome to Spiritism.
Ooh. Hello, spirits. Who's here with me? Does any of the spirits in my home want to say hi? Not at the moment. Angela H. from Texas, welcome to the channel. Did you say behind you? Hello, Jelly Duck. Hello, my friend. How are you? It's great to see you. If there's any spirits here with me, can you use the meter to let me know you're here with me? I ask God to put a shield of light and love and protection around me and the spirits who are wanting help. Marytown's Place, hello, my friend. I ask if there's any negative spirits here with me, if you could please leave. Is the spirit of the lady who lives in my home still here? Her name is Janet. Spirit, could you tell me your name? Did you say Mark? Tyrone? I see 15 people watching and only 12 likes. Smash that like button for the channel. It does help support me. Spirits, do you want to talk to me tonight? Do you need help? Our Father, Lord in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not in temptation, but deliver us from evil. Thy is the kingdom, the power, and glory forever and ever. Amen. Oh my god, shoot. Hold on just a minute. How many spirits are in my home right now with me? Could you give me a number, please? Hi, who is this? Did you say Omar? Help? Help me? Do I need help? What are you trying to tell me, spirits? Behind me? Is that Chris or Zach? Are you one of the negative spirits here? Yeah. Well, I ask you to leave now. I ask any of the other spirits who are here needing help if they could help channel you out. And I ask my spirit guides to help protect me, as well as my guardians and my angels. Hey, Haley Fam Jeweler, welcome to the channel. Great to see you here. What was that? He's just a what? Just a kid? Well, that was really clear, and this is supposed to be in reverse. What are you? Are you a kid or adult? I asked the Saint Michael Archangel to help protect me from the evil ensnares of the devil and all of his evil spirits, to put a shield of light and love around me, in the protection of our Lord and Jesus Christ. Amen. Wow. That was pretty crazy. Love you too, Helicopter. It's great to see you. How you doing tonight? Hi, who is this? Elizabeth? Yes. Elizabeth, can you touch the meter? the meter right here and let me know you're here with me. God? Do you sense God? Okay, helicopter. I'll be on for a few hours, so hopefully I can get some more viewers out here. If somebody could tweet this out, I am going to say goodbye to the spirits right now, and I'm going to start with the ghost stories. So, doesn't seem like there's much action going on. Maybe later there will be. But I did get some clear names of spirits that were in and out of my house. So I will be starting the ghost stories. Hope everybody's enjoying this so far. 7 people watching. Thank you so much. 8. Thank you so much for joining. I do appreciate all the love and support. If you're new here, please subscribe and smash that like button for me. It helps support the channel. I do love everybody here. Yes, ghost stories. Yay. Sweet. I think I got people's approval on that one. That seemed to be really popular the last time, so I'm going to go ahead and start the ghost stories. I hope everybody will like that. I'm just seeing. Last time this was so many people were here, and oh, it's still early, so it's only the first 17 minutes, so. Okay, alrighty. So, first ghost story. It's called Ghost in the Hallway. It was midsummer, and I was sitting on the couch watching TV when I heard a creaking noise. From the hallway. Since it was past 8 p.m., I knew somebody would be up, and I said, "Who's in the hallway?" Nobody answered. So I kept watching TV. And then when I had to go to the bathroom, I froze somehow. I froze. Some shadow figure was standing in the hallway. I sprinted back and forth to the couch and hid under the blanket when I was ready to under the blanket. I was ready to run, but then I heard some creaks underneath the floorboards. Oof, man, that would send me running through the hills, I'll tell you what. I heard some creaks through the floorboards. I was scared and I and the figure touched the blanket where I was laying down. I said I wouldn't be scared. I just wanted to talk. I just want to talk. And I grabbed the pillow, and when I tried hitting it, it vanished. After that, I stayed away from the hallway, and I never forgot the ghost in the hallway. It wasn't the best of stories. Yeah, I mean, that wasn't the best of the stories that I've heard. There's some really banger stories on this. Trust me, I will get there. This one got pretty highly rated. Let's see how long this one is. Okay. On her 16th birthday, she got a big mirror from her mother. She put it and hung it in her closet. She kept looking at herself every day, day in and day out, and couldn't stop looking at herself. That day, when she first got it, she she's so fat she went on an eating she started developing an eating disorder where she stopped eating and all of her and became. Wait, she stopped eating. She was all skin and bones one day and decided to decorate the mirror. She painted the mirror purple. After she painted it purple, she looked in the mirror and saw it ugly and kept seeing that. And finally, she got tired of it and didn't realize that she was skin and bones. When she didn't have it painted purple, she ruins everything. She destroyed the mirror into a million pieces on her 20th birthday. She died of a car hitting her, and her last words were, "The purple mirror, the purple mirror, the purple mirror." After her funeral, her parents thought she would look for the mirror. They could not find the mirror. And after that, these kids started showing up dead. They all died on the 20th birthday. They all had something in common with the purple mirror. To me, that one's kind of more sad than scary a little bit, but kind of freaky a little bit. I don't know. Anybody? Hopefully, some more people join and smash that like button. Try to find some really good ones. Sometimes you gotta dig through a few bad ones in order to find the good ones. This is a true story that I'm about to tell you. It was the summer of 2016 in the north. Me and my cousin, who will remain unnamed due to privacy, who were hanging out at this place, boarded up and bored out of our minds. So we had this great idea of exploring some of the trails that go deep into the forest. We had permission to go into the woods by the old man who owned all the property. He had recently bought the land a few years prior. He had made a statement saying that a lot of these trails on out here were unexplored. He told us to remain cautious because the property spans out for miles. So we both grabbed our four-wheelers and headed through the trails. We were driving through these trails, creepy as hell, as any forest would be. We make notes of every turn, certain key details to help us avoid getting lost in the dense forest. After 30 minutes of driving down the paths, we come across to somewhat of a clear patch in the forest. But we saw shocked us. What we saw shocked us the most. We saw was an old abandoned two-story house. A path had a large ditch completely filled with water on each side. Me, being the dumbass that I am, let my curiosity get me the best of me. Persuaded my cousin to go explore the abandoned house. We parked all four wheels facing the path that we had entered from. Walking up to the path, walking up to the house made me feel strange. I felt like something was watching us from an unseen presence. Hey, Kelly Paulson, welcome to the channel. Sorry I didn't shout you out there. Hello, Jenny Merseth, welcome. After entering the house, it was completely empty. A carpet ripped out, wires hanging from all the sockets, and all that kind of stuff. We decided to look around just for the fun of it. Nothing of interest was on the first floor. So we decided to explore the upstairs. Upstairs section of the house. Walking up the stairs, we started to hear that creak, which made us kind of feel a little bit creepy. Yeah, it would for me too. Upon stepping on the floor, one I saw one of the bedroom doors was wide open. Walking into the room we saw through the window, a somewhat large pond was in the backyard. Examining the pond, I noticed that to be someone or something rising out of the pond. I shrugged it. I shrugged it off as me seeing things. Then I could clearly see that I am seeing one of those humanoid figures in the middle of the pond, covered in moss, twigs, muck. This seemed to be staring blankly at the lower portion of the house until it looked up at me. Hope everybody's enjoying this story so far. This one's pretty creepy. Um, Piercing yellow eyes, like there was gazing into my soul. My cousin asks, "What am I looking at?" In the expression on his face, I have never seen him have such a scared expression. We decided that it was for the best of us to leave as fast as we could. Then we heard the back door open. We sprinted out of the house. We jumped on our four wheelers, driving off, and decided to look back as we saw that thing looking down at us from the upper left room. To this day, I don't know what I saw, but I will never go there again into those dark woods in that dark house. How did everybody enjoy that? That one was pretty good. Remember, if you see anything in my house, let me know, because I do have some weird occurrences that happen. It caught on camera the last time I live streamed. Well, last Wednesday when I live streamed. Hmm. Must be a lot of people live streaming tonight. Oh, hey, 11 people are watching. Thank you so much for joining. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, that one was good. I like that one. See, there's really bad ones and then there's really good ones. So I'll give you a choice, kind of like a poll a little bit. We have The Creature in the Blue Mountains, Molly's Death Day, or Ghosts and Demons. What do you suggest? Hello, Mr. Ed. How are you doing, my friend? It's good to see everybody. M is a gem. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, James. Oh no. Yeah, so unfortunately Nightbot is abled right now. And I do not have it up where I can disable him, so you're gonna have to be really careful. I'm upright and mobile. How are you? I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really good, Ed. It is great to see M is a gem, Mr. Ed, Kyoko, Mrs. M, James the sharpshooter, the man, the fam. So, give me a choice of what you guys want to hear. Oh, you want to hear that third one, the ghosts and demons? That one sounded pretty good. The quotient under that is don't look up. I grew up in a small suburban house with my mom and dad and my sister Amy. As a child, we could see things. They were they weren't from this world. They looked at me, but there was something off about them. My father used to beat me if I ever mentioned it. My mother always used to tell me wait. My mother always used to tell me he was scared, and that's why I should never mention it around him. He would come home drunk and fight with my mother. My mother was his punching bag, and eventually she broke down. My sister were and I were playing with my sister and I were playing with my dolls. Suddenly, I heard whispers coming from the closet. As I slowly walked towards the closet, Amy started to frantically pull on my nightgown, saying, "Don't go, don't go," with every word starting to get gradually louder. I heard my father come up the stairs. I opened the closet door. An old man with piercing red eyes and devilish green garbs. She let out a scream. My dad slams the door open. "What is going on in here?" The old man was gone. And in my room, Amy crying as my father, which stank the room up with Irish with whiskey and cigarettes. Amy cried so loud that I had Amy cried out loud that I had brought a demon into the house and that it was my fault. My father did not look amused. My mother started to shout, "Please don't, Michael, stop. No, please don't hurt her." Father turned around and slapped her. Then, facing back to me, he pulled out the belt. Face against the wall, he counted out loud. With every slap that across my back, I screamed, and then I heard a gunshot. I turned around and I saw my father laying dead on the floor, ground dripping with blood. My mother sat up in the doorway, gun still clenched in her hand. This is all your fault." She pointed the gun at Amy, pulled the trigger. I cried and ran over to Amy. My mother stood up and put the gun to my head and smiled and whispered in my ear, "The man is in the closet was no demon. That was your father. And let him out, you foolish, foolish child." Boom, a gunshot pierced through the air the last time, striking me in the head. How did everybody like that story? That one was pretty spooky and kind of sad and horrible. It's like Amityville horror. Oh, that was my microphone. I have it set like on a bowl, like not too secured. Entity paranormal investigators. Hello, my friend. Yeah, that one was good. That one kind of scared me a little bit. I don't know about you. But that one kind of gave me the chills. Yeah, that one was pretty scary. I'm not gonna lie. How do you like the sound effects board that I have on here with the creepy laughing and the door stuff? Do y'all like that? Does it add to the suspense of the story? So, actually, let me share a real haunted story of mine. So, recently, about 2 weeks ago, I was at this place called the Haunted. It was called the Murder House of Santa Maria, is what we called it. Unfortunately, I cannot disclose the location due to what happened there and the privacy of the homeowners. But we went to this house and I sat down with them for an interview, and this is a real story. I went to their house. We got a consultation to go over there. My paranormal group, Presence of the Unknown. If you haven't subscribed to them, please do so. We are an awesome channel. We work really hard on putting all this evidence together, and we try to debunk other paranormal channels. And so far, it's been pretty spot on. We have about $4,000 worth of equipment that we have invested into this project. So we arrive at this house. Well, we did a preliminary evaluation of the house, and first stepping in there, my uh the guy I run it with, his girlfriend gets really sick immediately just walking into the hallway of this place. She got really sick and really scared and spooked, and it felt like somebody had stabbed her right across the stomach, and she was in a lot of pain, so we left. And we were really freaked out at that point. We were like, something is definitely here. So we decided to go back home, get some food, and enjoy our company. We did a little live stream explaining about the equipment, and then we headed back. Can everybody hear me clearly? Is this microphone sounding pretty clear? Uh, if you haven't already, please smash that like button. It does help support the channel. It is great to see everybody here. If I haven't called your name out, please let me know. Entity Paranormal Investigators, hello, my friend. It is great to see you here. Um, all right, sounds great, James. Yes. Hello, everyone. Smash that like button. Show much love. Boo. All right. So yeah, I was down in this house. We get there, 9 o'clock ish p.m. my time, which would be more like midnight, and we did our investigation. We stayed up all night, all through the night. I think we left at 5:30 in the morning. Um, we get there, and as soon as we get there, something keeps luring me into the basement. Again, something evil, something with a lot of hate and all this stuff. So we get our cameras set up there. Hey, K Dog, the Dog House Report. Welcome to the channel. Much love, my friend. And I'm at this house, and all of a sudden, one of my the same lady who came with us earlier, her name is Cynthia. She gets a scratch that's literally appearing on her neck in like full time on like around where her jugular is. And it's this big red scratch, and she just kind of starts screaming in pain, and it was really messed up. And we I can't believe we stayed the night in that place. Not one of us did not get touched or hurt or felt like something didn't grab us. Like that place was extremely messed up. Um, Later in the night, we found out that they had found a body underneath the house. The house used to be used for human trafficking and was heavily surrounded in death. After the investigation, we actually figured out that there were 6 more murders on top of that in a 40-year period, and, the person who had been found under this house while doing they did the house inspection, they found out he had been poisoned. This place was no joke, and we saw orbs all through the night. We, heard Class A EVPs come out of thin air saying, "Hi," and we have it on recording. It was trying to get us our attention, and the evil spirit that was down in the basement, he kept, trying to disguise himself as a child, and it freaked us out. He kept saying, "My name's Carlos." Oh, come on, Nightbot. You're being a lame ass. My apologies. You're just out for 5 seconds. You can type again. It's just Nightbot doesn't like all the symbols. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, I need to disable Nightbot. Hold on. I'm so sorry, K Dog. You'll be back in here pretty soon. Okay, I should have canceled Nightbot. You should be canceled out. You shouldn't be here. Oh, so sorry, K Dog. Yeah, I know. I canceled Nightbot. K Dog, can you type and see if you're on here? I'm so sorry. Yeah, it's horrible. I've tried to turn off like certain things so people wouldn't have this issue. Yes, I am live streaming right now according to Twitter. Um so at this house, let me get back to where I can see your guys' chat here. Okay, yeah, tell K Dog there's nothing wrong with them. It's just Nightbot is a jerk. Hey, Kenneth the Kentucky fam, welcome to the channel. Hey, smash that like button for me if you could. Would help a lot. Yeah, I grounded Nightbot. Just to let people know. I don't think he's going to be joining us. Um, so we're at this house called the Santa Maria Murder House doing a paranormal investigation. Uh, we watched the homeowner get possessed. We watched doors close by themselves. And man, when that investigation was done, I was so happy to be out of that house. Being an empath too, like I could feel all the emotions of all the death in that house and how evil that place actually was. And so I hope everybody enjoyed that little share too. But that place was really, really messed up. Actually, Panther Paranormal was watching me go through all of this live. Matter of fact, yes. So Mr. Ed just posted a bunch of emojis, so it's obviously working. Yes. Hello, Irish Whiskey 77. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the channel. Smash that like button, y'all. Alrighty. So back to the other stories, because they're obviously better than the ones I tell about my own personal paranormal trips. Um, yeah. Panther Paranormal, absolutely. That place was crazy. All right, this one is called Molly's Death Day. Molly was a kind girl. She was very pretty and liked to laugh a lot. She had a beautiful mother named Alana. Molly had a boyfriend named Chris. Chris's best friend was his name was James. And the new boy moved into Molly's school and the boy's name was Carter. He had brown eyes and ginger hair. I'm not going to comment on that. Um Carter had a crush on Molly. Carter kept asking Molly out for a date, but Molly kept saying no. Carter stalked Molly and she followed her home every day. He took pictures of her. Stalker. Uh took pictures of her when she was in bed sleeping. He knocked on her door. He had a folding knife and was threatening to kill Molly. She screamed up when she went upstairs. Carter followed her. Carter then had a knife and hit her in the back of the head. As she fell down to the floor, Carter gave her a kiss of life, but didn't wake up. Carter was never caught for killing any of the girls, but he kept doing it and never stopped. A girl rejected him. If a girl rejected him, he would kill them if they broke his heart. He would kill them all. Hey, thank you everybody. Wow, 13 people just joined us. Thank you so much everybody for joining. I hope everybody that one wasn't as good. Some of them are really lame, so I do. Ooh, this one's called the doll obsession. If anybody is creeped out, dolls have got to do it. Dolls are creepy. I just want to let you know before I read this. This is all true. I never used to like dolls much. I hated them, in fact. They were small, plastic, human like, literally looked so human. Always, so my cousin absolutely loved getting their baby dolls. at the Learning Railroad, and I'm like, "Why not?" So I asked my mom to go get a baby doll. And then she lets me. When I arrived there, suddenly I fall in love with this doll. So we took her home and I named her Faith. Then in the middle of the night, I hear a thump. I suddenly I suspected it was the air kicking on, so I snuggled in the covers and went to bed. In the morning, I opened the closet to my clothes packed out, and there she was, Faith, sitting down at the very bottom of my closet. I put her on the top shelf of my closet and sat her there, and then she must have fallen off during the night. But how? I had her sitting perfectly on that shelf. She seemed to be sitting in a perfect pose. Hey, Budget Outdoors, welcome to the channel, my friend. Hello. It's great to see you, buddy. Okay. She had seemingly been sitting in a perfect pose. She was gazing at me, and out of terror, I hid the doll under some of the covers in my closet. Comment down below, did the doll fall, or did somebody move it, or did the doll move by itself? What do you think, guys? That one was pretty creepy. I hate dolls. Just to let people know, they creep me out. I just watched this really scary horror movie involving a doll, too. I moved it. We're doing good. Yeah, I think the doll moved. That's my suspicion. Yeah, the doll moved by itself. I hate dolls so much, they creep me out. I still will not integrate dolls into my paranormal trips. So many people like using dolls for the paranormal stuff. Not this guy. I think that's a good way to have something attach itself, and you're bringing that into your home, and that's not okay with me. Scary story. Ooh, this one sounds good. Okay, so I'm not going to get into much detail, but basically, I was on my phone one night and I went to the App Store and I clicked on this chat site. Being 14, I didn't think much of it, so I got on the app. It was pretty cool. I could chat with strangers. Some of them were closer to my age or older. But after having it for a couple days, I kept getting weird messages saying, "Where do I live? Send pictures of yourself." And I was 14 and I was not about to do that. I think we've all heard this way too much. And this is real stuff, guys. This is really scary. I was very scared that they knew where I lived and that they could find me. So I ended up deleting the chat and never went on it again. It's been 2 months and I don't even want to think about those days. I'm so glad I deleted the app when I did because if I didn't, it might have not have been in a good position. Yeah, like with stories like that, like that's all too real. Like some kid wanders onto a dating app and there's always those creepers on there and bad stuff happens and it's so scary. There's so many perverted people on the internet and like that's not even scary. That's just worrisome. Like I think my own kid's doing that shit. Thank you so much for the 21 likes. I really do appreciate it, everybody. I hope everybody's having a great night so far. 11 people still watching. I am so happy to see everybody here. Budget Outdoors and Survival. Hello, hello. Jelly Duck, no, I have not tried a Ouija board and I never will. It is actually in my group contract. We will not touch a Ouija board doing any of our paranormal trips. Oh, yeah, K Dog. I fixed that situation so you can post as many emojis as you want now. I took Nightbot off for the night. Okay. Oh, this one got pretty good ratings. Called The Candy Store. Characters are Olivia, the candy store worker, Emily, Max, and this was created by Rainbow Player. Okay, this better be good because it's rated somewhat high. Olivia, remember Max when you promised to go somewhere with me? Yeah, I remember. About the candy store, right? I'm sorry, Max, but uh, do you know that I'm not a kid? I'm literally 17 now. Oh my gosh. I just found out that we're in a group chat. Oh my god, me too. Emily as well. Oh no, she won't care. You know, Emily, she is still always mean. I always care. You have a point. Emily joins the chat. Hey everybody, what's up? Oh no, Emily is here. Fire in your wait. Oh no, Emily, there's a fire in your room. Ah, really? I'm gonna check. Okay, be right back. Was there actually a fire? No, sorry, but no. We had to get her out of here somehow. Oh my god, she's gonna kill you. Seriously, that's mean, dude. Whoa, chill, dude. Just a joke. Hey, there's no fire. Sorry, Emily, you lied to me. I'm gonna kill you. Okay, bye, guys. Text you next week. Olivia. No, wait, Max. Oh, right. Olive. Come to the candy store tomorrow at 9 a.m. How long is the story, by the way? Oh, okay. Wait, where was I? Come to the candy store tomorrow at 9 a.m. All right. Bye forevers. Not gonna miss you, Em. Bye. Wait, that's too early, and I'm not a little girl. Max left the chat room. Olivia, guess I have to go tomorrow at 9 a.m. in the morning. We'll see you later, Emily. Emily said, bye. Olivia left the chat room. Emily left the chat room. Tomorrow. Olivia and Max in the candy store. Max, I told you I'm not a little girl anymore. Max, me to me, you are. So this guy was like a perverted guy. So this is another one of those messed up perverted guys. Uh you're awesome, HSFL. Thank you so much, K Dog. I hope everybody is enjoying this. Thank you for smashing that like button. I hope everybody's enjoying their night so far. I tried to do this because it was really popular last week, and I was trying to see if it would be as just as popular. I want to keep doing this, and I hope I can get some more people in here. And see, he is awesome, and you are awesome as well. Definitely, K Dog. Definitely. Beth Summons. Hello, my friend. How are you? Welcome to the channel. Um, Read if you dare. Hello, I'm an ordinary boy on an ordinary night, but there's something strange about the moon and the street. Silently, I sat at home. Through an open window, a cold breeze swept through and brushed my skin until the point of goosebumps, where the street lamps only made everything worse, and the darkness of the gloomy sky covered the shadows of the evil creatures. It was raining. It was October 31st. Tomorrow, so excited. Only 2 hours left. I call my friends the first time I call my friends, and the first time I called there was this creepy, slow buzzing noise on the phone. But only 13 seconds later, they picked up the phone, and the voices were desolate, and they sounded the same. It was not different. I, it was different, not slick. Their voices gave me chills. As my heart froze for a second, the scream of my neighbor was so loud and painful, it was like somebody ripping you apart. I told them to come over and slammed the phone down. It's 23:23. My parents are still not home, and I ran to the window, trying to be as quiet as I could. I saw a weird creature with a balloon. It had an unpleasant smile. I rushed down the stairs without taking a breath. I opened the door, and a cold, possessed wind slowly rushed through my skin, giving me chills down my back. I suddenly didn't seem like it. Wait, something didn't seem right. It took him 30 minutes to get there. Usually takes him 5. There are cars. Suddenly, a really something really chilly about it, different than usual. Two different numbers, 013 and 666. But before all the something extremely strange happened. There was a slight little grin down the neighbor's sewers. Grin right down the neighbor's sewers. Short, curly, colorful hair, sharp, bloody fangs. Red balloon. It was a creature from my neighbor's house. My palms started sweating, and my boat slid right down the into the river, down the sewer, and he was gone. My friends arrived. This really sounds like the movie It. I'm sorry, Jenny. This one's freaking me out too. After my friends arrived, we had an idea of playing with the Ouija board. This is something I don't do. I started to think it I didn't think it would work. We played a game for a while and it moved across the board. I thought it was my friend, so I told the spirit to prove its assistance. Nothing happened, and I knew it was all fake. But then I thought wrong. Suddenly, I hear a really slow creaking sound, and then really fast slamming the door, slamming noise. For a second, everything stopped. Slow breathing and slow storming wind made the candles flicker. I ran towards the switch and turned on the light. Whisked a cold, fast breeze swept through my body like it felt like my soul had left my body for a second. The light flickered about 13 times with a crack in between each one. Didn't know what it was, but when I turned around, goosebumps rushed up my skin. 3 quick breaths and a low growling noise. I opened my eyes and a shallow rushed through the wall. A shadow rushed through the wall. My bad. We talked about it for a while and we decided that we would play on the floor a game. We set up the candle and turned off the lights. We chanted the spell, took a piece of paper and pen we had found in the sewers on Friday the 13th that writes in red. Yeah, so true, Ed. We wrote on the paper, "How long have you been haunting our house for?" We slipped the paper through the door carefully. Slowly, the wind cracked the door half open, but then slammed it, closed, and the door closed. He wrote, "As long as you have had this pen." Next question we asked, "What do you want from us?" It took about a few minutes to answer, but all of a sudden the door cracked again, and the letter came back and said, "Do you want your boat back?" My friends asked me what that meant, but don't know I said I don't know what I actually did. The atmosphere gave me the shivers, the goosebumps, the slow cracking door, then a fast silent slamming of the door. heavy breathing and a low growling over by my ear. The cold breeze slammed my shadow or slammed my window closed, but opens and then it opened. The the rushing air against my skin with its possessed feeling. Something is wrong, and I knew it. My parents finally arrived at home when I rushed down through the window, but there was a strange creatures in the car. They weren't my parents. I gazed carefully. The dogs looked so similar. Their eyes so human-like. Their hair is just like my parents. In the front seat, there was a clown from the neighbor's sewers. Behind the door, slowly, a paper from underneath the door had uh, slipped a paper cut on my leg. I picked it up, shaking. See that car through the window? In the back seat are are your parents, and the dog's skin in the front is for you. Don't try to escape. I'm everywhere. Behind the door, in the sewers, in the neighbor's house, and in the car. Your friends aren't your friends. They're possessed. Since yesterday, no one except you are dead. My heart raised and quickly as lighting the possessed light, the possessed night air. I knew everything wasn't right, but it was too late to realize I was surrounded. People might ask about my death. So my death, just an abnormal death. People might ask about my name. So my name. Oh yeah, my name is George. So, just so you know that the other dog skins in the back seat are for you. Let me know what you thought about that one. That one gave me the chills and freaked me out. I don't know about you. I hate clowns too. Clowns don't do it for me. Like I can't the movie It, which I think the story is based off of, freaked me out. Yeah, Mr. Ed, absolutely. This story was creepy. This one was a winner for me. Like not many of these stories like make me oof. Yeah. That one was not okay. Ugh. I hate clowns so much. Thank you for the 9 people who are still watching here with me. I really do appreciate all the love and support. If you could tweet this out to your friends or put this on Facebook or Instagram and let people know I'm live and sharing these scary ghost stories at night. Whoa, did you just see my EMF reader just go off? Nothing touched it. Hey, Office Spencer Entertainment. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the channel. Smash that like button, my friend. That was weird. My EMF reader should not have gone off. There's nothing touching that electronic. My camera's really far away from it. The candles, I know for a fact, don't sense it off. Mr. Ed. That's good. Yeah, I don't think they're Russian robots. I hope they're not. Okay, so next story. That one freaked me out. And I don't get freaked out from reading things too often. Like that one. Ugh, I'm wearing a jacket and that gave me chills. All right, thank you, Office Spencer Entertainment. Yeah, that was crazy. The meter actually went off. That means a spirit came in. Well, anybody who hasn't been on my channel before, my house is haunted. Just to let you know, I have a spirit of a woman who comes and visits me. Let's see. Ooh, this one looks really good. Um, the creepy delivery man. Okay. See you in a few minutes, Mr. Ed. So my aunt and I were walking out on the town for a couple weeks, and trust me, to be alone home since I'm 20 years old, they didn't have a thing to worry about. I'm not a major party type. I just wanted to go home to work at the local store in my hometown, go out and eat, clean up, and go to bed and repeat. I decided to stay home late one night and I ordered a pizza. I didn't think anything of this would be much trouble that would come from something so simple. I called and ordered. It didn't take long for them to get to my house. I looked to make sure it was the delivery guy. I was thankfully correct, but he was kind of creepy. Hey, Melissa Faith, my recipe corner. Hello, my friend. How are you doing tonight? Thanks for stopping by. I thought you weren't going to join me. I'm really happy that you're here. Thank you so much. Hmm. I went out and signed for it. The man looked at me and asked me creepy questions like, "How old are you?" And asking me, "Do you live alone?" I used to live around creepy guys when I was a child, so I knew how to answer them. I told him, "Have a good night." Step back, stepped backwards, but the sentence gave me chills. By the way, you look really good in your work uniform. I pretended to smile and walked into my house, locked the door. I was starting to get an anxiety attack. I didn't see him for a week after that incident. I was walking home and I seen him looking around the store. I hurried out of the store. He slowly walked over to me and said, "Hi," and smiled and waved, and I kept walking. He kept following me, so I looked behind me and he was casually following me. So I walked into a gas station that I always stop into after work. So the boss and I knew each other very well, that were fairly good friends. I told him about the situation. He told the man to leave me alone or that he would have a serious problem with him and other people. The man was so angry. He said, "I'll see her alone soon." He stormed out of the gas station. I haven't seen this person since then, but I now have my guards up even more. Yeah, these are real accounts actually. These ones are actually real accounts. That's what makes them even worse. I hope everybody liked that one. If you are new and haven't smashed that like button, please go ahead and smash it. And James, the sharpshooter, the man, the fam, he is posting all my links for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, my Patreon, which is only $1 to join, and also my PayPal if you want to donate to the channel and help it grow. If this ever happens to me, I'm done. Seriously, no joke. Yeah, no joke. Trying to find another banger here. There were so many good ones. A lot of these are real accounts. High school hell. I hate high school anyway, so I'll skip that. The middle school creeper. You think your house is haunted by your two dead dogs? That's kind of creepy, but kind of cool. I hope everybody's enjoying the new microphone. I hope it adds a level of creepiness. And also, I hope everybody is enjoying the new camera, the new HD 1080p camera. Thank you for the 10 people who are still watching here with me. I'm glad to see everybody here. So let's do the middle school creeper. Let me start out by saying I live in a very small town, so stuff like this doesn't really usually happen all that often. But when it does, it scares you for life. When I was in the ninth grade, I started a group of friends. I had a group of friends that stayed up late at night one summer. We all got together for at least a month, the last month of summer, and before school was starting again. Way the house we were at was set up weird. The right side and the front of the house are usually in the backyard, and the left side was on the driveway, and the back of the house was where the road was. There was another house basically in their yard to the right. Also, right across the yard, there was another house since it was designed that way. The only way you could be able to tell exactly what was happening is if you were walked over to the windows and a kind of move to the right so you can see the strange storage building sheds. The music was in the storage rooms. There was a bonfire in the middle of the yard closer to the neighbor's house, and the house where we were partying and a let's see, neighbor's house. Then the house where we had partied and parked straight across from the road. We which is close to the house since it is the second one on the road. Anyways, there was a super cold everywhere from the two wait. Anyway, since it was super cold anywhere 2 inches from the fire, we decided to head in until we gained some body heat back. There was one main thing that we did at this party. If I'm going to be honest, so the hostess, we will call her Trinity, and her best friend, changing her name as well, Sandy, who lived in the roadway, yelled into a rambunctious yelled into the rambunctious kitchen, letting us know that they would be at the park. We roasted marshmallows, laughed, ate hot dogs, and enjoyed our time, not really noticing that they had gone. Good night, Melissa. Take care. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Thank you, Spencer, for coming. I really did enjoy you coming by. And there goes the EMF again. Wow. What is happening in my house? Just making sure it's not a vibration. Strange. It's away from my computer too, which shouldn't be sensing it off. It's not that sensitive. Where's Trinity? Asked Sydney. Someone asked. Panic filled our eyes. Anxiety held our hands, and we couldn't help but think the worst. While we searched for them, we looked into Trinity's room and the bathroom, the storage room, the bonfire, and at Sandy's house. They were nowhere to be found. Brainstorming what we would do before we told her dad, I thought they might be at the park. As a group of 10, we ran fast as we could ran as fast as we could through the park. Guys, get down, Trinity yelled at us. We are laying on our stomachs in the stand in no time, and then we could tell she was scared for her safety. Her eyes filled with tears. She explained to us that a navy blue Chevrolet Cruze, I used to drive one of those, but mine was silver, drove past them while they were walking down the boardwalk. The car didn't just drive past them, it stopped to back up towards them. My friend told me that they were going towards Trinity's house and that they would do the same wherever they went, he would go. He told her that it was probably some coincidence or a friend pranking us, but we convinced them to stand up, brush their clothes off, and walk back towards her house. As soon as we stood up, he came back. He was waiting for us at the boardwalk, but we didn't notice until he had turned around. He actually drove into the parking lot, and he was right where we were. While he had parked, we saw his face. He was at least 45 years old, but he looked stronger than us, and he meant business. Living in a small town, you know everyone and everybody's cousin, but we did not know who this man was. He ran as we ran as fast as we could down the road. Half of us went to down the Sandy's road, and the other half ran past the man, knowing that he couldn't kidnap us all. With my luck, he followed my group down the Sandy Road and to Trinity's house. We raced down the road. We got to Sandy's house and we hid because he drove slowly past looking for us. Luckily, it was dark out, so he could not seem to find us. He used the driveway of whoever lived across the street, turned around, and went back to look for the other kids. We ran as fast as we could, cutting through across Sandy's yard, getting into Trinity's. That wasn't even the scariest part. When we all finally got back to the house, we sat on the porch and watched out for him. He parked at the neighbor's house, knocked on their door, and asked them about us. He even pointed us out. We sat in horror and sent Trinity to go get her dad. When her dad came out, he left her so her dad didn't think that we were in harm's way. But when he but he believed us and told us to stay in the yard. He also said that he was going to bed and to wake him if anything had happened. We said, "Okay." And went out to the fire. The grown man waited until the adult went into the house. Then he drove around 2 miles an hour past the house, staring for us. He was trying to stare at for us. We His windows were tinted, but we could still see him staring us down. To this day, we don't know who he is or what he knew about where we were, but we had seen him driving past our houses, bus stops, and after parking time. He wasn't in our community, but around this time a man tried to get my cousin and her friend while they were walking home from the store. Stay alert. If anything happens, I'll report it immediately. Don't go anywhere alone and say no to strangers. Hey, Brian Knight, welcome to the channel. It's great to see you. Thank you for the 13 people are joining. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please go ahead and smash it. I want to try to get to at least 30 or 40 tonight. I know the viewership is a little down tonight, but I am glad to see everybody here. I hope everybody is doing well. Hey, Danny's Corner, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Mary Ann Zupel, wow. Or Zestable. I hope I said that right. I'm so sorry if I messed that up, but it's very nice to see everybody joining me tonight. 15 people now joining. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm so happy to see more people coming for the scary ghost stories at nighttime. Welcome to HSFL Paranormal, everybody who hasn't been here before. I'm seeing some new names. Did everybody like that story? That one was pretty good. I keep seeing EMF flickers too, like occasionally talking about certain subjects. My EMF K2 meter keeps surging and there's no electricity anywhere nearby. My mic doesn't set it off, those candles don't set it off. I mean, the candles are touching it right now. It's pretty creepy in this house sometimes late at night. Adds all to the suspense of this place. Thank you for the 14 people watching with me right now. I really do appreciate. Welcome to After Dark with your host, HSFL Paranormal. I just got a message from a friend of mine saying, I can't wait to do your meditation thing next week. I'm like, "Hmm, sweet. This is completely not that channel right now. This is night and day. Wow, 30 likes. Awesome. I'm so glad to see that. Thank you so much, everybody. Atlantis Paranormal. Welcome, my friend. Hello. All right. So I got some other. There is some other stories here. All right. So I'm going to give you the option of what you want to hear tonight. So I want to hear your guys' opinion. So I'll give you three options: the keyhole, she's real, and death flowers. M, welcome back. Keyhole. Okay. Does anybody else want keyhole? Uh, it sounds like Danny has heard of this one before. Oh, nice. You're getting stitches removed? That must be a relief. All right. One night, I checked into an old hotel for a business retreat. I started to walk up to the receptionist and ask them for a room. She gave me a key and told me to stay away from the room splitting truths at the end of the hallway with no number. Ooh. That's like this place that I'm about to go to in Bakersfield, California, called the Green Motel. This room that we're supposedly staying in, that I have no reason why I should be doing this, but it has no number because it's so haunted. So, wish me best luck when September 22nd comes around, because this place is gonna be messed up too. Wow, 31 likes. Thank you so much, everybody. I do appreciate it. Yes, hello, my friends. One night, I checked into an old hotel for a business retreat. I walked to the receptionist and she asked for a room. She gave me an old key and told me to stay away from the room splitting truths at the end of the hallway. So I'm guessing splitting truths is the name of the room, but it has no number. Don't give any thought to it. And she went straight to bed. The next night, I was so curious about the room, I decided to check it out. I tried the doorknob. I was sure enough it was locked. So I looked for the keyhole. I looked through the keyhole inside and I saw a pale woman facing the opposite direction of the door. And I stayed up for a while and nothing happened. So I went back to my room and I went to bed. The next night, I returned to the room and automatically looked through the keyhole, and all I saw was red. I figured out that somebody had been putting something over the keyhole. They had noticed I was looking through it the night before. I went through to consult the receptionist, and eventually I wore her down, and she told me that about 80 years ago, a man had murdered his wife, and her ghost still haunts the room. But there was something odd about that. They had a pale skin, and he had red eyes, or she had red eyes. Wow. That one was pretty messed up. That one brought a little tear to my eye. I kind of got a little, oof. Hope that's well, the spirit, yeah, that one was pretty spooky there. Thanks everybody for joining. I really do appreciate it. Yes, this is a 420 friendly chat. I am not currently doing a little partaking, but if you want to while you're listening to this, I do advise that you are okay to do so. This is probably also going to be put it under the age restricted, just for future notice, because if any cuss words are in these stories. Oh, it's 420 where you're at. Oh, gotcha. Gotcha. Cool. All right. So that one was pretty scary. Oop, I, fast reflexes. My apologies. Not on the most stable balancing there. Okay. So next three to choose from would be The Unborn, The Girl with the Lavender Dress. Didn't I read that one? No. Okay. So The Unborn, The Girl with the Lavender Dress, and Death Flowers. Panther Zone Studios. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the chat. Smash that like button if you haven't already. Lady Aquarius Prepper. Welcome to the channel. Hello, my friend. Yes, microphone juggling is unknown talent to many. It is great to see everybody tonight. I am so pleasured to see everybody. 32 likes. Thank you so much. We are a little over an hour and almost an hour and a half into this tonight. Thank you so much, everybody. Okay, you want to hear Death Flowers? Okay. One day I was picking flowers in my garden. My mom called from the backyard and said, Zoe, time to move to our new house. I wasn't excited to move, but I tried to think about having good thoughts. 7 hours of driving, we finally made it to our new house in San Diego. We moved into the apartment, and it was my mom and dad. So I thought that it was cozy, a nice home. 3 or 4 days later, the house was all decorated and organized. I was in my room watching YouTube. Huh. I was watching YouTube while my mom and dad were finishing up making their new dressers. About a half an hour later, I thought it would be a good idea to go outside and read a book or something. I found a nice shady spot under a tree in our yard and started to read. My mom joined me outside to pick some flowers for the house. A while later, my mom found a black and blue ombre flower. I've never heard of that. I'll have to look it up. She had picked it and kept it. She kept looking for the same flower. She had found at least six more. She got it in a vase with water and put it on the she put it in a vase full of flowers on the windowsill. Dad was cleaning dishes, and my mom came up and said, "Smell the pretty nice flowers I found. Smells good, right?" My dad smelled the flowers and his voice changed into something like a robot. My mom smelled them too and her voice changed. They suddenly they asked me to smell them and I said, "Nah, I'll pass." I walked away. The next day I woke up to my mom and dad. I tried as hard as I could to wake him up and I nudged him. I got pots and pans and banged them together. I did all I could, but they wouldn't wake up, so I decided to call the police, and they told me that my parents had died. I was only 11, so I had to go to an orphanage. Before that, before the police sent me to the orphanage, they asked me a couple of questions. I said both of my parents smelled a type of flower yesterday and they acted strange shortly after they took me to an orphanage. A or shortly after they took me to an orphanage. A couple days later, I found some of the same flowers. I decided to pick them up and smell them. Uh, I decided I wouldn't live like this anymore. And instead of dying the next day, I suddenly died and my life was all over. Ooh, wow. How did you like that one? That one was pretty creepy. Hey, did somebody else join us? I see another thumbs up. Wow, thank you, everybody. Yeah, that one, that one was creepy. If you see those flowers, don't pick them up, okay? Sweet. All right. All right, next three stories to choose from. The Shades of Death, Road Ritual. Okay, so that's one of them is The Shades of Death, The Road Ritual. I won't. I need a bouquet. Oh gosh. Okay, so The Shades of Death, The Phone Call, or The Guy in the Red Cloak. Okay, I'll say them one more time. The Shades of Death, The Phone Call, or The Guy in the Red Cloak. Ooh, so we have a battle between the phone call and the Shades of Death. Is anybody going to break this tiebreaker? Hello. Welcome, everybody. Okay. 50 Shades of Death. It's kind of what it sounds like. Some weird, like, sexual, like, no, I don't even want to go that road. All right. Shades of Death, The Ritual Road. Now, I was starting to say this. Don't do much considering half the people who read this are probably only going to do so to find some spooky place to visit. But I'm warning you, and I pray that some of you have half a mind to listen to me and what I have to say. Don't go to the Shades of Death Road. Now, I'm not going to give you the location or how to find it. Not that it matters much. One quick Google search and you'll find it. So I'm guessing this is real. I'm probably don't have to tell you that the place is called the Shades of Death Road isn't really full of God blank sunshine and rainbows. I'm not going to repeat that word because I don't like using God's name in vain. But I think you get the hint there. Of blank blank sunshine and rainbows. This place, it is a place where demons go. But if you're willing to go through that, it is very scary. Interesting reward for you. Like I said, doing this is a very, very bad idea and will most likely end badly for you. But there is something you really need. Well, you can get it. Now, this reward can't be world changing. For example, no matter what you go through, no matter how perfectly you perform this ritual, it will not give you the cure for cancer or solve the world hunger. But who stays who stays it can cure a single person of their illness or forgive or give somebody wealth beyond his or her wildest dreams. Now, here's what you'll need to and what you must avoid bringing. You need all four candles. I'm not on this road and I only have two candles. You need all four candles of different colors, preferably darker end of the spectrum, but one must be black or you cannot start the ritual. It's recommended that you bring a pocket watch, but no wrist watches. You must bring a blade, not too small, not too big, but you will need a lighter or a match, really anything that can start a fire. Finally, you will need a piece of white chalk. Things you can't are a bit more tricky. You can't let's see. While you can, it is highly recommended that you don't bring anything religious such as crosses, holy water, Bibles, rosary, or anything of that sort. If you have a tattoo resembling that, if you have a tattoo resembling something like that, keep it covered. Bringing something like that could bring a very unpleasant experience. You will begin to feel hot, then you'll begin to burn, and then you'll be thrown in. It'll make you feel like you're being thrown through a running furnace. You will not be able to tell where it's coming from, and you cannot bring any modern technology or electronics, and yes, that includes your cell phone. Sorry for all those who have it practically bound to your palm, but as I said before, no wristwatches can't be. Don't want to risk don't want to risk of wearing a digital clock. Lastly, and most importantly, do not bring anyone else with you. You must do this by yourself. I will go over what to do if you break this rule later. The Now to start the ritual, as you soon find yourself at the road light, the black candle at the entrance of the road, leave it there. You will need to start the ritual at any time past midnight, but it needs to exactly start at the time 12:02, for example. This will tell you the demons and the spirits that you are willing to suffer through any of the challenge. After placing down the candle, you need to make your way down the road. The farther you go, the colder the air gets, and this means you are going the right way. You will also hear moans of anguish of or fear. The moans will grow in volume louder and louder. Then they will suddenly stop. Wants it to stop, but you must put it down. Other candle and light it. After doing so, your eyes and count slowly to 3. Then open your eyes. You will see a cold abandoned church. Enter it. There will be a statue of the Virgin Mary holding the mirror. Now, this is where it gets painful. You have already told them that you suffer through everything, right? They'll take your blade and cut it straight against your palm and then go up and down, left to right, doesn't matter, but it must go from end to end. After that, you must put your hand on the mirror. It does not need to be perfect, but it needs to resemble a handprint of course, unless you're some sort of freakish monster with tentacles or fingers or something, that shouldn't be your problem. After making the print, make your fingers take your two remaining fingers or sorry, take your two remaining candles and place them on the statue's palms, both on both sides. Close your eyes for another 3 seconds. By the time you open, the statue will appear to have a thick black bulge. Warning: if the sludge is anything other than the color black, blow the candles out immediately and break the mirror. You do not, if you do not, well, we'll discuss that at the end. If the sludge is black, then you can continue. Write your name on the floor and the front of the statue with chalk. Then you will look back at the mirror. You will see the face of the man and the figure mostly covered by shadows. Aside from his open mouth and eyes, this is not Satan or some devil. Quite the opposite, actually. This is a spirit that will respect you for coming this far. It won't try to manipulate you and it won't try to take your soul. That is if you show it respect. If you do not, I repeat, not speak with the spirit with words until it asks you what your wish is. It will ask you questions about yourself. Write down the response on the floor with the chalk. Now, there is a catch. If you see the spirit already knows the answer to the questions, but if you lie, depending on what the question is, you might have some major consequences. That doesn't sound so hard, right? I mean, it is just a mirror in the church. Well, it's not that simple. You have to see the spirit that can take form of anyone or anything. It can be quite convincing. Have you ever hurt somebody very deeply? Have you ever broken somebody's heart beyond repair? Well, the spirit will know this. Then when you look back at the mirror, at who you hurt, their voice, their hair, every little detail will be there. Looking through back at you, no matter what tells the truth, knowing back is the easy part, but being able to admit this tricky part is the tricky part. Another thing, if you're already done with something redeemingly horrible, such as murder, rape, or any terrorist acts, then, well, don't even attempt this ritual. It'll only end badly. Now, notice that I said redeemable, not unrealistic. While this is obvious, doesn't excuse rape or committing mass shooting or killing somebody, say harming somebody that you harming someone you love or self-defense. Then the spirit will know this. The real question is, uh, it was it murder or ruthless killing? It doesn't matter how good of a liar you are, the spirit will see right through you like a window. No matter how hard it is for you to answer with any truth, seriously, I cannot stress this enough. The game will go on until the chalk is done or until the spirit feels like you uh, have proven you deserve to your wish. Will ask you, what do you wish for? What do you desire? At this point, you may speak. I tell him your wish. As I said before, I can't wish for on a global scale, but if you wish for love, then tell the spirit the name of the person that you want to fall in love with while making your heart with your hands. If you wish for wealth, then simply say the word wealth. If you're wishing for someone who you know could be cured from an illness with the name, say the name of the word, or say the name of the word cured. If you wish for fame and say the word fame, you will know simply enough. Finally, the probably most tricky part is revenge. If you wish revenge, say the name of the person you want revenge against. On let's say, how you want them to be punished. Now, if you wish for anything evil, you may wish for them to be killed or put into poverty or something like that. Well, then it's a roll of the dice. Um, I just saw a message from Lou Rock. Um, be killed or put into poverty or something like that. Well, then it's a roll of the dice. You should see just as the spirit knows everything about you and knows everything about them. Uh, and if they truly deserve something that's brutal and horrible to happen to them, then your wish may be granted. But not then your wish will not be granted. But not to the person who expected it to happen. If you wish for something physical like that, or some really cool movie prop, hey, it's your wish. That's what you want to use it on. Well, then use the item. Then the item will be in a box at the entrance of the road, and the ritual is complete. Don't worry about getting it stolen either. The box will only appear once. If you have made it back to the Black Candle, if you wish for love or fame or cure, then you will reach it at the entrance of the road and you will receive a call. Either your true love asking for you to meet them for dinner, or the doctor telling you that your wish to be cured had the person had a miraculous recovery. If you wish for fame, the spirit with you uh, will know what kind of fame you looked to accomplish, and you received a call about being a film producer, you will join the cast of the next big hit on TV. You wish for revenge, then you will reach the entrance and you will receive a call from the person apologizing for how hard they wronged you and tell you what event uh, took place that have caused them trouble, and if they wish to get involved in living through it, if you if they were killed, then it'll be all over the news the next morning. Then you made your wish. Thank the spirit at the time and take a bow. When you look up at the spirit, he'll be gone. But the handprint will return and the statues will stop crying. Blow out the candles. Oh, blow out the candles and take the mirror. Don't forget to take the candles with you. Don't worry about the chalk. Once it's gone, you have made your wish. Close your eyes and count to three. You'll open them up and appear at the second candle where you place on the road. Blow it out and take it with you. The Jesus, this is gonna take me another half hour to get through. This is long. Do you want me to continue this? This is really, really long. Plus, it's like creeping me the shit out, and I really do not want to continue getting through this because it's just so messed up. I don't like these rituals. Like, seriously, I think that's like a really good way of like conjuring a demon. Hey, Gemma, autism at its finest grace. Hello, my friend. I'm gonna choose another shorter story because that one's really, really long. Yeah, that one's 26.3 minutes long. Yeah, you heard the most of it. I'll never do that anyway, so. Ooh, this one sounds good. See, I like the short stories. They're like short and to the point. Let's see. The Woman in Black. Let's do this one. So I was 11 years old when this happened. I live in Scotland in a small village called Crickliston. Now, nothing has ever happened in Crickliston like the paranormal, the dog man, or anything like that. So I'll cut right to the chase. I was I was primarily 7 as soon as we got to our first, let's see, as soon as we were going to the first year, so me and my friend were walking home together and thought I'd let him come with me for a minute or two. So we were having some banter and laughing and the usual when I knocked on the door and frozen to was he. So we were having some banter and laughing, then the usual. And then when I unlocked the door, I froze into fear, seeing something on the other side of the door, a tall lady dressed in black, staring at me immensely. I got away from the door and that I told my friend him being himself, he looked through at me with disbelief. He said, "Fine, there. Where is she? I saw her on the lounge in the dining room." Then rolled his eyes, and I said, "We'll go in and find her." Me being me, I then find the biggest knife and could find this. I was in primary 7. Oh, okay, so she was in 7th grade, and she isn't 7 years old. Okay, good to know. Uh, I kinda read that wrong earlier. I was going to find me the biggest knife I could possibly find, and I curiously moved into the dining room. Him being, behind me, and I was surprised to see him shaking when all of a sudden we hear footsteps coming from the upstairs, and now I have 2 cats. One of them is at my feet and the other one is outside, and my friend then started, uh instead of getting a big knife, he grabbed a big sharp pole and slowly moved up the stairs to find nothing. I told my family that I told my family and they didn't believe me, and so I told them anything like this happens again, I'd get my keys removed. Get my keys. Oh, if I okay, so her parents would remove her keys, like getting grounded. Okay, I get it now. So about a year later, I had gotten a bus from home, a secondary school, and once again, I was opening my back door when all of a sudden I got a feeling that I was being watched. So when I slowly walked in, I heard a whisper. Surprisingly, it was coming from the dining room, and I knew that couldn't be hearing things because I was frozen in fear and I heard the whispering for roughly 15 to 20 seconds. Then I bolted. It was leaving the door wide open and coming around the front door to the front of the house, almost in tears and fear. Then I FaceTimed one of my friends who was FaceTime who we'll call Abby. She picked up and I told her that just about scared as I had called two other of my friends. They came as fast as they could. We entered When we entered, we all had knives and we were all shouting like, "Come out, you prick!" Or if you come out, you're going to get stabbed. At this time, my parents then came home, and I told my mom. She shouted at me loudly, and the entire street could hear my her. My keys were then removed from me. Nothing since that has happened to me, and I hope nothing yet too. Hey, Shot Girl, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for joining. I hope everybody's having a great rest of their night. I am, let's see here. I started here at 11, 12. So we're about 2 hours in, 10 minutes short of 2 hours. It's a little chilly in here. Now it's kind of warmed up. There. It's actually gotten a little bit cooler, or warmer, I mean. So I might take this off. I'll be right back if you want to converse with yourself. This house is weird. It gets hot and then it gets cold. There's I know I'm not alone in this house, that's for sure. Oh, nice. It's 9 in the morning in the UK. That's cool. I'm so glad, Gemma, that my meditation has really helped you. I'm really glad. I hope the prayers have helped. I did say a really long prayer for you to uh, feel better and prayers for happiness and peace. And I hope they help. You're a sweet person and a very nice person, and I wish all the best for you. Um, I'm getting like, hold on, like people are sending me messages on Twitter, on Facebook. I am having a hard time seeing who all this is from right now. I'm just gonna double check everything because it sounded. Uh, I thought Lou Rock had sent me something. Oh, okay. So it wasn't directed at me. Cool. Um, Caleb Zeller. My bedroom, taking pictures, you can see a shadow. Oh yeah. Super creepy. You can definitely see a shadow, Caleb. Thank you for sending me that. Thank you for joining me on Twitter. I really do appreciate. Thank you so much. Um, let's see here. Okay, so next story. Lots and lots of people. Check Instagram, make sure, see what's going on here. Cool. Um, Happy days. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the channel. If you can smash that like button, that would help out the channel. Red Man Prospecting. Hello, my friend. How are you? Sup, fam? 14 people still watching with me at this hour. Thank you so much. I do appreciate all my late night parapeeps. I hope everybody can hear me loudly and clearly. I hope everybody can see me well as well, I guess. So I'm going to continue with this next story here. Um, ooh, supposedly this one is really short but kind of sweet. Okay, dog. That's good to hear. Alrighty, so we got 13 people watching right now, almost 40 likes at this time. If you haven't, please smash that like button. Oh, wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Ed. I really do appreciate that. So, the next story, yes. Oh, you sent me a video too? Jeez. Cool. Can't wait to check it out. Mary was an old friend of Kara. Mary was jealous of Kara. This one's called Don't Run. At the end of school was over. Some, oh wait, school was over. Someone was going to college before Kara left. Mary said, "Don't run. Just three noises." She said, if, God, this has horrible grammar, whoever wrote this, said, if it, if, as she scared, is she scared? Kara thought she was going crazy and didn't listen. Kara arrived at home on her bedroom door. It said, Stay still. Now. At this point, she was a little worried, but not as much. So she began to lay down, and she heard 3 knocks on her door. Click, bang! Every time they would just get louder and louder, and then the voice in the air said, "Don't run." She slowly and she got up slowly and then went to the door, and she opened it and saw no one, and she turned around and began to panic. She tried to run to the front door, but guess who it was? It was Mary. "I told you not to run." Her voice transitioned as the devil's daughter. Ooh, that one was good. For a short one, that one was spot on. As if she was the devil's daughter. My apologies. That one was spooky. It's good to see you, Shot Girl. How are you doing tonight? Thank you, everybody, for joining. If you haven't smashed that like button, please do. I'm trying to get to close to 40 tonight, if not past 40. All right. Okay, the next 3 stories to choose from are going to be The Creepy Motel, Am I Dead? Or Talking to My Ghost Friend. Your decision. Ooh, I gained a new subscriber through this. I do appreciate that. Welcome, welcome, all my friends. Which story did you want to hear tonight? Hold on. Let me get back to it. Talking to My Ghost Friend. Yes, I saw a short video on my Facebook feed. I don't have time to watch it, but I will after the show. Ghost Friend? Am I Dead? Or The Creepy Hotel? Your decision. Happy Days. I don't see happy. I didn't say Happy Days. So Ghost Friend, Am I Dead, or The Creepy Hotel? Let me know your thoughts. I think a lot of people here have a ghost friend. Yeah. When I was younger, the Fonz. Ah, nice. Yeah, the Fonz is awesome. So I guess ghost friend. That one seems to be talking to my ghost friend. Make sure this one. All right. So this is a short story. All right. There was a girl named Sarah, and she was my friend. She had died just yesterday. When I went to her gravestone and I talked to it, I heard a weird noise behind me. I looked behind me, and there was nobody there. I looked again, and when I did, I saw a ghost. But this girl looked like Sarah. I was shocked and scared. Even though this was my friend, I was still in shock and didn't trust it. I talked to it, and it got angry at me. I was so sad. She told me she died because of me. She told me that I was her boyfriend and she died because of that. She wanted payback, so she tried to kill me. Oh, I died. I'm haunting you next. Have fun in your last days of life. That was my ghost friend. Oh, it's not bad for a 1 minute short story. All right. Am I dead? 7 months ago, I moved to Texas with my family and thought Texas would be the perfect place to live. But we didn't know is Texas was swarmed by tornadoes. About the time we had moved in, I am Brooke writing this story right now, and this is my terrifying life story. My family and I decided to get our house, and we decided to organize and make our new house feel like home. So we went to all the rooms. So we went all let's see, we all went to the room and wanted to start organizing and start work. When I finished organizing the bedroom, I got comfortable in my bed and immediately got on my phone. I started texting my friends and said that I miss them and I wish we could be together. A few hours later, after being on the phone, I went to check on everybody. My mom had finished in the kitchen and the side of the room. My dad had finished this side of the room and the master bedroom. My little sister had just organized her room. My oldest brother, Jackson, organized his room near the living room. Everything seemed to be coming together, so I decided to go back to my room to watch Netflix on my laptop. Halfway through the movie I was watching, I realized I had to organize the bathroom. I closed my laptop and organized the bathroom, but the second I left the door open, something in my chest that almost felt like something was banging on their hands on me, and it really hurt. When this happened, I said to myself, okay, it's just a little chest pain. So I opened the door and walked in. The pain in my chest just got worse by the minute. As soon as I had been screaming for my mom and dad, suddenly I was screaming and I passed out. Right before my parents got to me, I woke up in the hospital. I got out of the hospital and I looked for a doctor and my mom and dad. But when I opened the door, I didn't see a single person. I began to look around. Suddenly, I saw a shadow following me into the employees only room. I opened the door. It was like nobody saw me. There was many doctors and nurses, but not a single eyeball looked at me for a second. I walked into the room and I wanted to find my family and go home, but I didn't get a response. I walked to a doctor and tried to put my hands on his shoulder, but his hand went right through him. Uh, t- but my hands went right through him, and I thought we were dreaming, so I began to pinch myself over and over and over again, but nothing happened. I suddenly had an idea. That idea was to run out of the hospital and imagine to be back at home. My idea didn't work, but I realized where I was and I knew how to get home. 15 minutes later of running, I found my way home. I opened the door and said, I'm home, but nobody replied. Mom, Dad, Anna, and Jackson were all in the room crying. Why are you all crying? No one answered. At that point, I realized I was dead. Whew, that one was good. How did y'all like that one? Thank you, everybody, for posting my links. I really do appreciate. Yeah, no kidding, Mr. Ed. Hey, Skippy0411. Thank you so much for joining. I really do appreciate you. Yeah, that one was pretty crazy, my friend. If that doesn't deserve a thumbs up, I do not know what does, because that one freaked me out just a little bit. Whew, okay, let's see. The creepy hotel. One day I was looking for a hotel in the middle of the night because he was far away from his house. Okay, one day a man was looking for a hotel in the middle of the night because he was far away from his house. Suddenly he saw a building that hit on to his left and reached it. It was a little hotel. He got up and asked the reception man if they had had a room. He replied that they had one last room. They had one room on the last floor. It wasn't in good condition, and asked him not to go to the next room that hadn't had a number. The man didn't ask why. He was ready for sleep. At 12 o'clock, he heard a woman screaming from the next room. He couldn't sleep. He stood outside the room, and when he knocked on the door, the screaming stopped. He watched by the room, the keyhole, and saw a woman watching TV. He thought that she wouldn't stop. He thought she would stop, but minutes later, the screaming started again. Now he got very angry and went again outside of the next room. It again. He watched again. In the room by the keyhole, he saw a red thing. It was red handkerchief covering the keyhole. He thought the woman noticed him in the keyhole with the red handkerchief. By the next morning, he went to the reception to pay. He was told by the reception man too the whole adventure of last night. He told the reception the whole adventure of what happened the night before. The reception man was very shocked. Then the reception man told the man that 6 years ago, in this room, a man killed his wife, and her ghost haunts this room. Now, the man was shocked, and the reception man said, she has red eyes. That sounded like the other one that I read. Very similar. I think that it was two people had posted the same thing. All right. So there's three choices again. The number 13, the wheelchair. Actually, no, let's do this. The number 13, the attic noises, and the wheelchair. Yeah. Wow, 14 people still watching this. Thank you so much. Hey, Brenda, welcome to the stream. I'm really happy to see you here. If you haven't already, please smash that like button. Help support the channel out. Thank you, Skippy. I really do appreciate that. $39. All right. Let's see if I could get to 40 tonight. All right. So, let's see. So, I'll be going on for another hour here. Okay, so the choices are the wheelchair, the attic noises, or the number 13. The wheelchair? Okay. So I got a tiebreaker to settle between Mr. Ed and Happy Days. 15 people watching now. Thank you for joining for the person who just entered. Yes, smash that like button if you haven't already. Let's get that number up. Okay, I'm picking then. I gave you choices. I am going to pick the number 13. I'll start with this one and then I'll do wheelchair. Okay, you want to do wheelchair first? Okay. Once there was an old lady who was in a wheelchair. She lived in she lived by herself. She lived in a two-story house, and there was only one way to get to the second floor was a flight of stairs. So every day she had to have somebody come around who would help her up the house and carry her up and down the stairs. One day the police got a phone call from the old woman that the helper who had been there helper for the day. Wait. One day the police had got a phone call from the old woman that the helper for the day had been murdered. She had also said that she had seen somebody flee the scene, a man. When the detective arrived, the old woman at the top of the stairs, he had investigated the body, and down the stairs he could find no evidence. Then, when he asked the lady if he could look upstairs, she said no, but looked through all the rooms anyway, still with no evidence, absolutely nothing. But then he thought for a moment and he looked through the rooms again and then he realized something, that there was no telephone up the stairs. She have had to gone upstairs to ring. The detective grabbed the gun and ran back up the through the hallway, and there the lady was, but she wasn't there. Nothing was. Nothing was there but her wheelchair. I hope everybody liked that one. Ooh, 40 likes. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Yeah, that one was creepy. Okay. So now the number 13. I was going on vacation by myself in room I was in the room 13 on floor number 13, which doesn't happen all that often. I don't think I've ever been to a hotel that's had a 13th floor. Hey, 16 people now watching. Thank you so much. I didn't have any of my supervisors, so I thought nothing of it. When I got to the hotel, I went up to the room and unpacked. Something caught my eye. Right there, I got right there when I got there, there was this old mirror. It had a it had gold around it and it was in a twisted design. I saw a quick flash of something staring at me, and then again, I thought nothing of it. I went to get dinner and came right back. Then went to sleep. I woke up at 1 a.m. feeling kind of weird. I looked at the mirror again. I saw something that I did before, except this time it I saw a lot of blood on them. I quickly turned around and I saw that there was a streak of blood on the wall and tried to stay calm, but then I went to try to go back to sleep, but I couldn't. I went out of my room and explored the 13th floor. I saw scratches on the wall, blood on the walls, scratches and blood on the walls. I tried to leave, but I couldn't get my stuff. I wouldn't leave that late. The next thing I knew that there was dead people on the floor in the hallways. I quickly locked the door to my room and I had to go then I had to go to the bathroom. On the mirror it said, "You're next." I didn't know what to do. I tried to think that this was a dream. I fell asleep when I fell asleep. When I woke up, there was an evil demon right there in front of my face. The next thing I knew, the demon was eating through my skin. Then he cut right through my face and I tried to fight it, but that was the end. Oh, you probably was wondering how I'm even writing this since I died. Ghosts can write down their stories, can't they? Now it's your turn. Whew, that one was a bit scary, y'all. Man, I'm getting a row of good stories here. I hope everybody tonight can sleep at night. Yeah, that one was scary, yo. Like that one was good. Chelsea Flores, I have been here for an hour listening, dude. Nice. I'm so glad you've been here. You just haven't been saying much. Hello, Josie Flores. Smash that like button, my friend. Out for a smoke. All right, be right back. Sorry, Josie. If I'm giving you bad dreams there, I'm sorry. All right, next story. I hope y'all are enjoying my narration. Yeah, it usually does, and I think in a lot of cultures, 13 is actually a lucky number. So maybe it's unlucky that the rooms are skipped to 14. Who knows? Attic noises. Ooh, this one's highly rated too. Ooh, it's a good short story. One day I stayed at home late by myself. I watched a scary movie, and then some random guy is at the door. So I went and opened the door, and nobody was there. So I thought that I was just being paranoid. I went up the stairs to my room and texted my friend about what had happened. She had replied, "Oh." So I said, "Yeah." As soon as I went as soon as that message, the bathroom door slammed shut and I got really confused. For half a second, it was probably the air compression from me closing my door. So I went I went up, let's see. I went back to texting my friend and the attic door in the hallway had opened and the girl with blood all over her had come down. Her eyes were as black as night and she whispered, "Come here and play with me." And I got so scared I ran outside and into my car, but the car wouldn't start. So that's when I started to get really scared. She came out of the house and said, "Come on, play with me, please." And I said, "No." And I ran to my friend's house and stayed the night. Later that night, I was the only one up, and I looked above me, and she was there saying, "Why didn't you play with me?" Hey, Lisa Yarborough, welcome. Thank you so much. Haley suggested, "Wow, thank you so much. I am so glad. I hope you liked that story." Now, 18 people viewing. Thank you so much for joining. We are in the last hour of After Dark. I hope everybody had joined enjoyed that story. That one even freaked me out a little bit. You know what this kind of reminds me of? That show Creep Show from the 80s with like all the short stories that were absolutely horrifying and somewhat realistic. Hey, if you haven't already, please smash that like button if you're new. 17, 18 people watching? Holy cow. My late night troopers, what's up, fam? Let's get that number up by the end of this. Let's get it past 40, maybe 45. Okay. God, these stories are good. Something followed me home. All I could tell you is this story is true. As I was walking home from a party, wait, I'll start from the beginning. On Friday the 13th, my friend texted me, "Do you want to go to a party?" So I obviously said yes. My friend's name Kyle. So as I hopped into the, uh, I said yes. My friend's name is Kyle. As I hopped into the car, I saw someone behind the car through the rearview window. So I stopped and they were gone. So I kept going. I pulled into my friend's driveway and saw a little boy again. So I quickly ran inside my friend's house. As I walked in there, there was so many people, more people than there was supposed to be, but it was only a chilling party with about 15 people, but it turned it out to be over 50. So I told my friend Kyle I was going home. When I was walking home, something followed me and I quickly went inside. I can explain this in part 2. Now, I can't find part 2. Where's part 2? Hello, CMBW, or sorry, CMWB72. Hello, my friend. Welcome to the channel. So glad to see you. If anybody is new here and isn't in the chat and hasn't already smashed that like button, would you please do so? Help support my channel. I'd really like to see this keep going, this After Dark special. It seemed to be really popular last week. It kind of lost some of its memento this week. Hopefully, we could pick that up again. Um, Trying to find another banger. Okay. Ooh, how long is this one? 1 minute. Okay. This one got a really good rating, so it should be good. I dare you were the last words I heard ah, before I died. Here's how. I dare you was a game that was going around. When me and my friends had a sleepover, we finally decided to play it. The reason we didn't sooner was that people were getting hurt, so we were a little chicken that night, which should have played. We shouldn't have played chicken, but no, so we played. The dates were off. The dates started off easy, like jump into your pool with your clothes on, run around your house 5 times, but then something happened to the sorry but then something happened inside my friends. They all went berserk trying to get me to do crazy stunts, then to the breaking point they dared one of us to kill me. Of course they did it, so I dare you tell this story. Hey, Deity Paranormal. Hey, how you doing, my friend? Welcome to the channel. I hope everybody's enjoying their night so far. Wow, 17 people still watching. If you haven't already, please smash that like button and help support me. If James, the sharpshooter, the man, the fam, could help, please put my links below if he is still with us. The number 13. What about the number 13? I wish that story was better, kind of. I saw the ghost. Hello, my name is Joe. This is the story of what happened in Lake Havasu City, Arizona, which is actually a really cool place. Me and my two friends, Vic and McHarry, his real name was Alistair, went there on summer vacation when I was a senior in college. So one night, Vic and McHenry went to the bar and we walked to the bar. And when we had gotten done at the bar, we decided to walk back to the hotel, and the hotel was on the other side of the London Bridge. As we walked over to the London Bridge, Vic talked about the bridge being haunted. Just then, we hear McHenry yell, "Hey, guys!" We ran over to see the man standing about 3 yards away, dressed in what looked like a late 1800s top hat and soup. Did you see the meter just move as I was sharing that? Holy cow. Thank you so much, everybody. Hey, Paranormal White Noise. Welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for deciding to join us for After Dark. Scary ghost stories in the dark in my haunted home. McHenry said it's a reenactment because sometimes they do reenactments on that bridge. When I was 10, uh, but it was 10 at night. So I told Henry, it's 10 at night. Do you think they would do a reenactment this late? The next thing we knew is we seen this guy running towards us with a giant knife. This man was running towards Vic and he ran towards him. As he towards him, he went through him all of a sudden. After that, we ran back to the hotel and looked up the haunting on the London Bridge. And then we read that what we read was terrifying. We read that this had been the bridge haunted by Jack the Ripper and the other ghosts from the late 1800s. After that, we got out of the car and headed home, and there was no ghost. Wow. Oof. That's kind of creepy, folks. It is great to see everybody here tonight. I am so happy to see everybody. 17 viewers this late at night. Thank you so much for joining and listening to these awesome, scary paranormal stories. The Black Shadow. There was a girl named Adina Nezri. Her mother's name was Miriam Agarshi. I probably missaid that. And they were living in from their aunt's house where they had an elevator chatting except Adina, who never knew that she was possessed. Ooh. Later, Adina started to jump. She felt sick. She threw up. She threw up a black shadow. It was getting closer and closer. And when it got closer and closer, it got more clear. And it is said you have about 10 seconds to get out of that. Boom, boom, boom. There was an elevator got stuck. So they tried calling the elevator, but just as they did reach, just as it said for help, it said in a really deep voice, "So I just wanted to say hi." They were stuck with this creepy girl. We need help quickly. We need help quick. But Adina felt that a way, so she sucked in, or sucked it back. The ele- Sucked it back. The elevator started to move again, and she threw it back out. When she got outside, they ran over to the car. To be continued. Thank you for the 42 likes. I do appreciate everybody who has put a like down below. Grandma's not happy. Let me start off this story by let's just make sure this isn't like super long. Okay. Actually, let's see this one. The evil spirit in our house. This was an experience about my stepdad who was only a few years old. Oh, wait. This was an experience about my stepdad who was only a few years old at the time when this took place. He said his mother and his father and his two brothers and his sister were living in a house on the hill. It wasn't like a loner house where it was only one house there, but it was a street with a small hill with a few houses. He told me about this experience, and one of them almost killed him. My stepdad was a few years of age. He was climbing on his dad as he was sitting on a recliner just bought not too long before. My stepdad ended up falling behind the chair. His father couldn't catch him in time. All of a sudden, the metal of the new recliner snapped and it slit my stepdad's throat. He was rushed to the hospital and luckily survived. This wasn't the only experience, though. Every now and again, a bouncy ball that him and his siblings would play with sometimes would bounce down the stairs randomly when everybody was sleeping, even after the ball was put up. Everyone would fall down. Everyone would fall down the stairs, even if as if somebody had pushed them. But when they looked, they saw no one. After a year, they decided to move houses. They hadn't read anything about the history of the home until then, when they decided to move. There was a fire there with twin sisters that died brutally in a fire, and there was some other deaths that occurred there, but I couldn't remember them all. My nana, my stepdad's mother, swears to this day that she'll never live in a house again that's haunted. She moved back into the neighborhood then next to the nice school and neighbors. She says she had some people come over to her house and inspect for spirits, only to make just to make sure. They performed exorcisms and some other things to ensure her safety. There were some other spiritual infractions, but but these were the most freaky things I know, and I thought it'd be worth sharing. You're so cheeky, young HSFL Paranormal and young. Yes, I'm only 25 years old, ladies and gentlemen. Wow, 42 likes. Thank you so much. I would love to get this to 50 by the end of the night. That would be so cool. Yeah, that one was not bad. TV Ghost. When I started off saying that I have had many experiences in my life, but this one is by far on my top three strangest I've ever had. Some background into my story. I was 13 years old at this time, I was 13 years old at this time and was home alone. My grandmother was a Tupperware lady, and she had demonstrations that she was going to do. At this time, it was when computers had become a household thing, and the internet was becoming really popular. It was a good old dial-up system, which was really fun. Always a friend of mine. Anyway, a friend of mine was supposed to come over, but for some reason I couldn't remember why she couldn't. I was used to being alone for hours up at night, but it was no big deal at first. God, I don't know if you remember, but I remember having dial-up. Hey, have a good night, Mr. Ed, it was great to see you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kenneth. I really do appreciate it, my friend. Ah, gotcha, paranormal white noise. Yes, I love Halloween. Of course I do. It's my favorite holiday of all time. It's the only day of the year I can dress like Catwoman and mm, do it the legal way. No, I'm just playing. Meow. No, if I did that, I'm pretty sure I would get the police called on me. So, just a disclaimer. I was minding my own business, playing on the computer, talking on AIM. Oh my god, dude, this bring back memories. When I suddenly heard the TV in the living room turn on. Oh, sorry, my back was hurting from sitting in that position for so long. Uh, let's see. I walked into the bedroom, into the living room, and sure enough, the TV was on. I simply shrugged my shoulders and turned it off. Then I heard the TV go on again in my bedroom. I quickly made way to my room and quickly turned it off. Then the living room and the TV went off again. At this point, I was freaking out. I ran and turned it off again, and then it turned on again right after I left. I was crying because I was so freaked out. I ran into the room and turned it off, and the third and final time, the TV turned right back on. I went up there as I turned off the and begged whoever it was to please stop messing with me. Oh, sorry. I was crying terribly. Turning on the TV finally stopped. Somehow was able to call my friend and begged her to please come over. I was in hysterics and crying, and I couldn't even explain why. She was convinced her mom to let her in, and she stayed with me until her grandma finally came home. Later that night, time. Let's see. Later that night, every time I left alone, I always tried to have a friend over or tried to be on the phone with somebody, even if that friend, if even when it, to a friend's house. I was purely terrified to be left alone. And to this day, I feel really uneasy about being left in the home alone. I am almost 30, and and today, in today's age, all these electronics that everybody has truly makes me feel uneasy to be in my home alone. Thank you so much. That's horrible, K Dog. I hope that's not the truth. Wow, I can't believe. So this has not been a bad turnout actually. 43 likes, no dislikes. I am so happy about that. Yeah, that one was not bad. So we're about 20 minutes left of this series. If you want me to continue after that, I can. But I might have to take a little break just for a few minutes. Maybe we could talk. If you want me to continue after the 3 hour mark, I can definitely do that. But I'm gonna have to grab something to eat real quick. The thing in my window. This is a short story, but it took place around when I was 10 or 11, and I will never forget it. First, I'll explain the layout of my room. When you talk in the door, there is a window directly across the door. My bed was on the wall at night with the headboard. Where is where the window is. So when I went to sleep, I was facing my door. On this night, being the weird child that I am, I decided to sleep opposite way in my bed facing the window. I slept with my cat Gemma, my cat Emma, my apologies, uh, every night. With the window slightly open, Emma could sit at the windowsill and enjoy the breeze. In the middle of the night, I heard a soft, faint hissing sound. But my sleepy state, I chalked it up to being the breeze and passing through the window. I chalked it up to being the breeze passing through the window and making a sound. After a while, though, the noise grew louder and louder. And I realized it was Emma hissing at the window. I got up out of bed to pet her to see what it was wrong, but I couldn't move close enough to the window. I looked and saw a giant green alien head sticking in the window. I suddenly screamed and ran into my dad's room as he crawled out of bed and came over to see where it was. By the time he got there, it was gone. The window was bare and nothing was here. I didn't sleep in my own room for weeks. I slept on the recliner in my dad's room because I was too terrified to go back. I didn't know that I didn't know it was in my window. It honestly could have been a person, but the head, I'll never forget that head. It was the size and the shape of a stereotypical alien, and if you see the movies, it is unmistakably long and egg shaped. I was talking with my sister about it a few months ago, and we were discussing the possibility of it just being my childlike like imagination or a dream or something. Then she remembered my cat was hissing. She wouldn't have had done that if there was nothing there. I never knew what really happened in that window, but maybe that's for the best. How did y'all like that story? I see people keep viewing and stopping by to check out what's going on here. I really do appreciate everybody who has stopped by here, and if you haven't already, please smash that like button. Did y'all like that story? Yeah, it was an interesting one. And normally, I don't think I've ever read a Alien House one before. There's a ghost right there, is the title of this next story. I woke up at my and looked at my phone. Time was 3 o'clock in the morning. The witch's hour. I wasn't. I was scared and I couldn't fall back to sleep for some reason. I saw a ghost roaming around my house because it was the devil's hour, and I left my room. I would. Let's see. It was the devil's hour, but I left my room. I would die. If I left my room, I would die. I decided to leave the room, and I was scared. I was I only had a flashlight and it was very creepy. But then something was crying. I edged near it and it was getting louder and louder and louder, and it was my sis. There was blood all over the walls, and I said to my sis, "Don't be scared, I'm here for you." And just then, turned more pitch black. My flashlight turned off and started flickering. Then the ghost got closer and closer. I was scared, and then me and my sis disappeared like we were never seen again. I hope you like this story. Seppi Sex, hello SCS, I mean Sabby SAS CS. My apologies. Welcome to the channel. If you haven't already, please smash that like button. Help support the channel. Thank you so much for joining. The Ghost in the Basement. This is a short story. One morning, my parents were gone. When I woke up very late, I went to school, and on my way, I started hearing, "Shh, Avery, no more." And I got really, really scared. So I went back home to eat lunch. After that, I was done, and I swear I saw a strange thing. So I went into the basement and saw my mom and dad dead. So I called the cops. There, and they were here. They asked me a few things, but I said no to all of them. I live with my older sister for now. How did you like that short story? That one was pretty good, in my opinion. Wow, 18 people still watching? It's getting even more popular now than it was earlier. I almost don't want to shut it off. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Please go ahead and smash that like button. Do y'all want me to continue for another hour? If so, I'm gonna grab something to eat here shortly, just out of the refrigerator, so I can make it through another hour. Yes, the witching hour is upon us, my friend. Okay. Yeah, I really hate to leave this many people. Okay. Sounds great. I'll do one more story and then I'm gonna grab a quick bite to eat just out of the refrigerator here. This one is called. Hold on, let me make sure this one's a decently short. Okay, this one's called "The Dead Dog Visited Me." Okay, right after this one. Yes, 42 likes. Thank you so much, everybody. I really do appreciate it. It has been nearly 2 years, and I still cry at remembering this experience. And I'm crying as I type this. And it was in 2014. I was 21, and my 13-year-old dog that I had got when I was a puppy, when I was 8, had just died of large cancerous tumor. I had I hate when stories start out with the death of an animal. I could almost care less about the death of a human being, but somehow the death of uh, a dog affects me worse than the death of somebody. I don't know why. I spent I spent the last 2 days with her, barely left her side, even to sleep on the same couch by her bed, because I knew this was the end in the near for her. Eventually, we had to take her to the vet, and when it was all over, we left her, and it was the last time I ever saw her. It was October and not far from Halloween. She was the only dog in our family that we ever had, and I was completely heartbroken and crushed and very sad. Every day was hard without her, as still is, and it still is. A few weeks had passed after putting her down at the vet's office. One night, I had been asleep not for long when I woke up to the sound of what sounded like little jingle bells at first. Then I heard it again. It was getting louder and louder and louder. It sounded like the jingling sound of my dog's collar hitting the tags hitting each other when she would move. I couldn't open my eyes, but I could hear her. I could hear her steps. I could hear her breathing. As I heard her move closer to the side of my bed, I had been sleeping with my arm hanging to the side of the bed, and instantly I felt her nose and her face nuzzled against my hand. It moved like it was wanting to be petted, like she had been still alive. Then I felt her pull away from me and walk away. Hearing the jingling again when it faded along with her, I could only guess that she just wanted some comfort. And they say that that she was happy. I'm happy she was. I still miss her very, very badly. That one was good. I like that one. It creeped me out and it was sad at the same time. So I am going to grab something really quick to eat. If y'all want to hang on there, if you need to go to bed, don't let me keep you up. Go to sleep. Food here, with one another. It is great to see everybody. Yes, I do look really young. I have a bad case of baby face, just to let everybody know. I'm actually 25 years old. Wow, it is so great to see that 17 people are still watching me at this hour. I'm so glad to see everybody. I hope everybody's doing well tonight and enjoying these stories. I hope I'm doing a good job on the narration. 18 people still watching. Thank you so much. I will now be going on until the witch's hour. Oh, Jelly Duck, thank you so much. Yeah, Elvis is one of my favorite people of all time. Almost 20 people watching now. If you could hit the like button if you haven't already, please do so. It does help support the channel. It looks like who was leaving? No, I have actually never worked in radio. Never even thought about it. Not once. I'm just gonna eat my food real quick. I'm so glad to hear that you like it, CMWB72. I'm so glad that you liked it. The Devil's Hour. Just to let everybody know what I'm eating hot cereal, apples and cinnamon. Super good. Wow, there are so many people here now. Holy cow, 18 viewers? Oh, I know, me too. I wish I could be 18 again. I wish I could tell my 18-year-old self to like not be a dumbass. That would have been nice. I would have avoided a lot of trouble. I am eating in front of you. I do apologize. Feels weird that 18 people are watching me eat. That's kind of uncomfortable. I'm actually trying to wait to get sponsored by this storytelling app that would tell the scary ghost stories with like super good sounds and stuff like that. I'm just waiting for them to email me back about a sponsorship. I texted them about this thing so they would know. Hey, paranormal white noise. Oh, you've already been on here. Never mind. Hey, my friends. All right. So we will go for another hour here. My haunted room. One night, it was about 7 or 8. My mom came up in my room to tell me good night. As soon as she left the room and turned the lights on, I thought it was the wind or something because at this time, my whole life, I didn't know anything about paranormal activity. When I got out of bed, I turned in a black. When I got out of bed and turned in black off, and I drifted off to sleep. Later that night, the light came on again. It started. Wait. It started to get closer, and I got a little creeped out. So I stepped out of bed and slowly headed to my door. As soon as my hand hit the doorknob, I heard something in my closet. At this point, I was crying because it was really really scary. I went to my closet and opened it. Inside was a shiny red wet book. I never seen it before, so of course, out of curiosity, I opened it. I opened the book and in it had a picture of me and some of my hair in it. I dropped the book and bolted out of my room to go get my mother. When I got my mother room, she wasn't in bed. She wasn't in the bathroom. And then all of a sudden, I hear a scream coming from the backyard. When I went to the backyard, I saw my mother in with red rocks in her hand, putting them in a circle. When I went up when I went up to her, I asked her what she was doing. She said, "Nothing, sweetie. Go back to bed now." I started to tell her what had happened in my bedroom. She had yelled as loud as she could, "Get to bed now!" I knew that wasn't my mom's voice. I went to bed and somehow fall asleep. From that point on, my mom has been acting weird. I still don't know what's happening at night. If you like this story, I have plenty more. Hey, good night, James Sharp. It was great to see you. I hope you have a great rest of your night, brother. Thank you for all the moderating work you do on my channel and many others. You have been a huge, huge help, not only to me, but to everybody here. And I do appreciate you, my friend. I hope you have a great night. All right, this one's called The Red Haired Woman Won't Leave Me Alone. Yeah, I'm having a great morning so far too. I haven't slept yet, so that's good. Hey, Panther Zone Studios, thank you so much. I really appreciate that you like my storytelling. That is so cool. I was up late at night since it was the weekend and me and my sister were in the living room. She got tired, so she went up the stairs to her room. After an hour or so, I saw an entity in the window. She looked young, about 19. She had red hair, and then started to pound out the window like a maniac. Thud. She moved on to the next window, like she wanted something to answer. Then my sister started to scream. About half an hour later, after the woman presented herself in the window, she kept yelling, "She won't leave me alone! She won't leave me alone!" And then I asked her, "Who won't leave you alone?" She said, "The woman with the red hair." She screamed at this point, and I knew that what this woman was. She was no woman, she was a banshee. It turned out that my sister had found a pretty comb by the river. It was the banshees, and my sister was now cursed ever since. How did y'all like that story? I hope you guys like that one. Get it? Yeah, I hope not either, my friend. I really don't want your light to go over either. Okay. The Dead X. How long is this story? 5 minutes? Okay. This story is kind of long. It has two parts. I'm not going to read it if it's got two parts. My scariest childhood memory. So, this begins when I was uh, I'm guessing about 2 to 4 years old. My family had a home in Indiana. Our home was over 100 years old. Everyone had a very dark vibe in the house. My aunt stayed in the house guest room where she was always uh, guest room where and she would always report to my mother and my father strange noises and whispers at night. My mother would stay or say to me and my brother that were at school, she would hear us calling her name through the vents in our rooms. My dad didn't realize that these experiences much, and my dad didn't really experience this much in the house. From what he had been told, footsteps were heard in the house frequently. My family thought it was time to move. I wanted to take one last book in my house, but I knew again I wouldn't see the house. Oh, sorry. I knew I would not see the house again. My mother, who also or my mother was also in the house with me, was checking to see if we left anything behind. My mother had all of a sudden felt something like she had never felt before. She felt anger and sadness and fear. She remains uncomfortable and waited for me. As any mother would in a creepy house, she was worried about her daughter. She ran upstairs and scooped me up and ran out of the house with no hesitation. Then she put me into the car and got in. She yelled at my dad to hit the gas and drive. Since then, we have never been to that house again, and we never want to in a million years. Your girlfriend is a long way from you? Where she lived, Kenneth? That wasn't a bad story. I kind of like that one. Seems like a lot of some people kind of dropped off the map there. That's all right. I'm assuming people probably are really tired by this point. Let me know if you want to end this. If you want me to keep going, please let me know. Just gonna check something real quick. What is it? ASMR? Jelly duck? Question mark. The True Haunted House. This is a very short story, but it actually, one day there was a mother that could see ghosts, but one of the days there was a ghost lady where she had died recently, and the mother got hurt from the ghost. Then the ghost once had dropped a heater on her head, punched her in the nose, etc. She was the worst ghost in the world. Oh, come on. That was lame. Whoever wrote that actually had no talent. Boo. I give you discredited. I don't like discrediting people's work, but that was pretty terrible. It's like whispering in people's ear. It was a very nice story. Am I too loud right now? Okay. I woke up. Oh, okay, cool. I woke up and looked at my phone. The time was 3 o'clock in the morning. I was I was scared. I couldn't fall back to sleep for some reason. Then I saw a ghost roaming the house because it was the devil's hour. Oh, I already read this one. I think this is now just going in a loop. So let me move to a new section. The family picture. One morning there was a stranger. Sorry. One morning there was a teenager girl named Lucy. She loved the drawing. She loved to draw. She had a whole folder just for drawing. She drew dogs, cats, and even her family. One night, Lucy went to bed. Lacey went to bed. Mm, And the next morning, her picture of her family had gone. She couldn't find it anywhere. As soon as the next morning and time, Lucy had locked the door. Oh, wait. I hate when they don't write things right. They like make it look like it's all one sentence. Wow, 43 likes. Thank you so much. Um, One night Lacey went to sleep, and the next morning her picture of her and her family had gone. She couldn't find it anywhere. Soon it was next morning, and this time Lacey had locked the door. But the person who took the picture drew himself in it. And when Lacey was redrawing the picture, she saw that it had been slid under the door. She noticed the man, and then her door started shaking and twisting and turning, and she heard footsteps. coming towards her, and then the next morning, she found her dog in the garden. Her mom said she can keep it, but the dad had caught the man, and the man's daughter killed Lacey. Wait, what are you saying? Something about haunted houses, spirits, paranormal? Are you seeing something? Okay, that was just the speaker dying. Are you seeing something that I'm not seeing? Is my meter going off? Yeah, please smash that like button. This story's called Don't Go Out at Night. Panther Zone Studios. That's funny. Holy cow, I'm at 45 likes. Thank you so much, everybody. I really do appreciate it. I see 14 people are still here with me at this current hour. I do appreciate it, everybody. Once upon a time, before you were born, a witch was working away in the dark and dusty cabin in the woods. One day, while the witch was working away, there was a knock on the door. The witch was not amused that somebody was knocking on her door, so she went and grabbed a very giant, scary knife and opened the door to find out two children standing on her door. 6 hours later, the children and the witch were all fell asleep. Suddenly, a loud banging sound came from the outside, startled one of the children, climbing out and tiptoed out of the bed. Down crouched the hallway and the little front door. To her satisfaction, the little girl saw a vivid creature floating towards her and floating towards her, holding a bow and a arrow. Terrified, the little girl ran back into the house, screaming, her heart her heart went. And her heart off, whacking everybody in the cabin. Oh, the little girl back in the house, screaming her head off, is what it meant to say, waking everybody up in the cabin. Of course, the witch was not amused, and she grabbed the little girl's arm. Wait, the was the witch, of course, was not amused. She grabbed the little girl's arm and threw her into the dark cellar. Thank you so much, Windy City Stevo. Welcome to the channel. It's great to see you. I slept earlier because I wanted to do this stream tonight. These are my days off. These are my favorite days to stream. So I usually take long naps in the afternoon so I could do these late night streams. But yeah, usually I have kind of like a little bit of a sleep disorder. Sometimes I have a hard time falling asleep unless I do a meditation beforehand. Hello, Windy City Stevo. Welcome to the channel. It is great to have everybody here with me tonight. I do appreciate it. If you haven't already, please smash that like button. It is great to have all these people here with me tonight. Welcome to all my insomniacs, all my people who have sleep issues. I welcome you if you want to keep listening. And that's just a joke, by the way. The man on the stairs. Alrighty. It wanted my attention. An icy breath had hit me in the face, whispering something in my left ear. I looked up the stairs the narrow and active. I looked up the staircase, narrow and active, only to see its black hair dangling off the banister. I froze, yet I was intrigued. Hey, how's it going, Gemma? It's great to see you. I almost need to do a Wednesday morning meditation after this one, huh? Just playing. I froze, yet intrigued. Are you mad? I called out to it. Who are you? Then it was gone. I started to think that it was something that pushed the towels off the banister, even the damp ones. I called him the Towel Man. A couple of months later, my daughter screamed as I was upstairs in the bedroom. At this time, we had sat on the sofa downstairs. I asked her what was wrong. She told me that she had seen a man peering down at her with a white face with no eyes. It was the identical version of what I had seen, but we had both accepted the visualization of realizing the towel man wants to remain present at all times. I'm a skeptic on the turn, although he is long gone. Hope everybody liked the towel man story. I've heard it before, but I like this story, so I decided to read it again. Okay. Meditation. What? Do a morning stream and then my other late night stream tomorrow night? I think that would be pretty crazy. It could happen, but it sounds pretty crazy. Thanks for the 13 viewers still watching with me tonight. I do appreciate your company. I do appreciate all the love and support everybody shows me here on this channel. Yes, hello, Gemma Optism at its finest grace. Hello, hello. Okay, this one's called Nowhere to Go, and it's a true story. There I was in my living room, about 7 or 8, home alone. It was foggy, I could not see anything outside, but it was around 3 a.m. I was sleeping on my chair, near my chair. I was sleeping on my chair near my main door till I woke up to hear out noises outside the door. I was only 7 or 8, so I hid under the table, praying to God that it was my mom under the glass. Oh, wait. I was praying to God that it was my mom until the glass shattered. I was freezing till I saw a 6'8" man in his late 40s. He was wearing boots. So it didn't make sense. Uh, he was wearing boots. So I didn't make a sound until I sneezed. I was like, God, no. Until the man started coming at me. I was like, I'm dead until I was brave enough to grab my kitchen phone, till I ran out of the backyard, till I heard a gunshot. I was running for dear life. I was far from my house. I called 911. The only, let's see. And so only the guy was captured about when I called 911. So now it's 4 a.m. So my mom and dad went home and I told them everything. So move to another house and hopefully this moment will never happen again. Yeah, I kind of agree. That story was kind of lame. The Creakers. Before I start the story, let me describe. Let me see how long this one is. 7 minutes. Okay. Before I start the story, let me describe my house. All the bedrooms on the second floor are clustered around the single hallway that makes getting any kind of breeze flowing through the house impossible. Also, because many flights between me and my brother Chris, the floor outside the rooms creaks incredibly loud, and time someone steps on it. Sorry if this is a bit unorganized, but I'm pretty terrible at structuring and explaining things. Recently, I found an old diary of mine at the bottom of a storage container. I found it in some interesting entries about some series of events that I have almost completely forgotten about. Given the terrible grammar and organization of my diary, I haven't written about my entries and I haven't written out the entries and instead compiled them into a timeline of the 5 years I was haunted by the Creakers. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate the nice words. For as long as I can remember, I've been an insomniac. This probably is why I first started noticing them. They were tall, shadowy figures with distorted faces and sometimes glowing eyes who could walk down the halls, floating a couple inches above the floor, but still having creaking footsteps. All the time I got I got them ghosts, my parents dismissed them as having an overactive imagination and the house settling at night. As I got older, the list of things that these ghosts did was starting to get longer. They watched me from under the bed, and trapped on the walls. Sometimes they stand over my bed while I pretend to sleep and would get very angry when I realized I was awake. You see, the Creakers hated to be noticed. They would become angry if people were told about them or acknowledged their presence. The Creakers also didn't just keep the night. They just didn't keep to the night either. During the day, they would move slowly, open doors, and then slam them shut, which would inevitably, given the lack of airflow, which would be impossible given the lack of airflow in the house. The sound of their footsteps and the hinges of the door they would open, which gave them the name, the Creakers. Hold on, I'm trying to find that sound effect to give it a little bit. Oh yeah, here we go. The Creakers. When I turned 8, I was seeing them left less and less often, and by then I was 9, and no longer roamed in and they no longer roamed in the house. I still used to hear. Hmm, I still hear knocking on the walls and door do open and randomly close. The bedroom door is even doing it as I type this. One diary entry that I've written is so co is wait, one entry I have rewritten into something coherent that I'll add. Dear diary, Mom sent me to bed for dinner because I told Dad that the cabbage was gross. I told her that I couldn't be up here anymore, but I can't come down until tomorrow. There is a creaker watching me from the closet. I am pretending I don't see it. Maybe it won't hurt me. if I don't act like I saw it? How long do I how long will it take for Chris to finish? Really, I'm scared. This is coming closer. I can hear it. Another one is knocking on the wall. Will mom and dad come if I call for them? I'm I'm calling them and they don't care. I'm so scared. I I need to get out of my room. I'm going to try to run. I remember that night. It was the first time in my entire life I was scared shitless. I ended up having a panic attack and falling down the stairs. Do you do I believe in the creakers exist? I'm not sure. But what I know is that there is something in my house, and as I write this, my door is slamming open and shut with intensing force. So let me finish this with a clenched ending that there is things in this world we do not understand. Creatures that like just out of reach of our senses. Some of them might be malevolent or neutral, but others can be malicious presences out there. Stay safe, everybody. Ray the fam, what's up, my fam? It's good to see you. Welcome back. I hope everybody liked that story. That one to me was pretty good. Hey everybody, I just got like a whiff of being very, very tired. I'm probably gonna end this stream now. It kind of just hit me all of at the same time. I will be doing this now every Tuesday if you want me to at the same time. If you want to tell your friends, that would be awesome, but I am getting very tired. It is 2:30 in the morning here for me. I tried to stay up as long as I could. I went 30 minutes longer than I usually do on this stream. Yeah, go to sleep, John. Okay. All right. I love you, everybody. I hope everybody has a great rest of their night. I hope you enjoyed the stories, and I hope you take care. Love y'all. Bye.